Do you like fantasy football and sports betting? Come join us here at the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast, where hosts Matt, Shane, and Jason talk about fantasy players, lineups, and sports betting to help you compete and win championships. And of course, some extra cash. Let's jump right into the show.
Yo. Welcome back to another episode of the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast. Your host, Matt, joined by always my two favorite dudes, Shane and Jason. How are you guys doing tonight on this election night?
Yeah. You know, I'm glad that the people voted for us because we've been hot, Matt. We've been hot. It's great to be back here, and I'm glad that the populace believes in us. I couldn't thank you guys enough.
Yeah, no, hey, glad to be here. It's been a long day. Work stressed me out. Shane stressed me out. Matt has stressed me out. My Texans has stressed me out. I don't know what else can stress me out more than this, but this podcast does not stress me out. I'm glad to be here, especially to recap our picks.
Also, one thing real quick, it is Jason's birthday today. So shout out Jason Nicholson. Happy birthday, you old dirty bastard. You are 30, right?
The dirty 30, baby. I'm the dirty 30 crew.
Dang, son. Happy birthday. Hey, Jason, you are only 8 years away from me. I am 38.
God, are you balding yet?
Hey, not yet, son. Not yet. I just keep it. I keep it low and tight, son. I know it looks like I'm balding, but there's hair up there. All right. No, we're happy to be back with the podcast, guys. Thank you for continuing to tune in, showing your support, subscribing, guys. We can't thank you guys enough. But before we jump into it, it is the Parlay Fade episode for you guys. So it's the betting episode. And let me tell you guys, last week we went nuclear, both in the NFL and in college picks, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. But if you guys want to follow along with any of us on any of the social media sites, you can find Shane at Shane Parlay FF. You can find myself at Matt_Parlay FF. You can find Jason at Jason Parlay FF on the old X machine. What is that echo?
Whoa.
What is that? That is awkward.
Is that Jason?
I have no idea.
Is that Shane?
I don't hear it now.
Switching my audio. My bad. We back.
Okay. We're back. Okay. So that's where you guys can find us on the old X machine, guys. Head on over to fantasy6pack.net. Become an all access member, guys. If you guys want all of our bets, not just the 3 free ones that we give out to you guys for each sport, head on over there, get your all access membership, use promo code Parlay FF to receive 15% off, right? You guys want to get in on this, okay? What's that give you? Access to all our bets, access to website articles, fantasy stuff, strategies, draft strategies, cheat sheets, all the above. And there's multiple sports on there, right? Head on over. And also, guys, it gives you access to the Discord where you guys can chat not only with us, but a lot of knowledgeable people. There are a lot of podcasts. There's a lot of analysts over on the Discord channel. It gives you access to all that. Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Subscribe to the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast if you want our audio version of the podcast. You can find us over there. And then finally, guys, YouTube channel, Fantasy Six Pack. That's where all our video stuff is. We are officially partnered with them, so we cannot be more thankful and grateful for them with that. Shane's camera shut off. He will be back very shortly, but he's back. We're gonna have some kinks. It's election day, so there's going to be kinks. There's probably a lot of people watching the election right now. So that's fine too. All right. But before we jump into it, Jason, is there anything that you want to recap for this week's episode?
I kind of want to hold it off, Matt. I want to hear you talk about your college picks.
I can jump. Shane, do you have anything?
No, I was going to say we are going to jump into your college picks. We'll get you right here.
All right. So let's jump in, boys. I don't know if you guys heard my record from last week. But for the fantasy or for the podcast side of things, I did go 2-1. My lock did not hit, unfortunately. kind of bummed me out. But overall, guys, I went 9-3 on my college picks this week. 9-3. Fantastic week. South Carolina, thank you so very much. You made me a ton of money this last week in South Carolina. And
Texas Tech.
That's Texas Tech. And Texas Tech. I did pick Texas Tech to cover, guys. If you have the All Access membership, she was in there. All right. But we did very well with college picks last week. I went 9-3, 2-1 for the podcast, the free picks that you guys received. And then overall, Jason, that brings my overall record in college football thus far to 69-46, my guy.
Nice.
69.
Nice.
69-46. So, guys, I'm going to try to keep it rolling hot for you guys. This week's lines, they weren't all the best for me. I didn't really like a whole lot of them, but there is a few that I do like, and that's the 3 I'm going to give you. But remember, I will have more up on the website. If you get your All Access membership, we'll try to keep this thing rolling with you guys. So the first game, guys, I have Oregon and Maryland. I am taking the under. You can get it at 58 some places. Right now it's sitting at 57.5 on DraftKings. You can get that at -110. We all know by now what Oregon can do, both on offense and defense. It feels like Oregon actually keeps improving as this long year goes by. You're not seeing a whole lot of setbacks with Oregon. I'm going to tell you right now, with Maryland, it should not stop here. I do, however, like the under this game because it does feel like a spot where Oregon should be able to maybe take a little bit off, right? We know that they like to keep their foot down on the pedal, but it's a long season, and they are fighting for a potential national championship hope here, right? Maryland is one of the bottom half teams in FBS and defensive efficiency, while Oregon looks like the best offense in the country with Dylan Gabriel and their 2 backs. They are cooking right now. But in this situation, this spot here, this does feel like a situation where Oregon can go up 35-0 at halftime, and they can kind of just ease off the gas pedal and let their players rest so this season can continue to stay hot for them. So I'm going to take the under. I got it at 58. It does sit at 57.5. I'm still comfortable taking it at 57.5. So I like the under of this game. The next game, guys.
Hey,
it's my
real quick note. My high school alumni is a backup quarterback for Oregon, and I didn't know that.
Oh, that's pretty dope. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hey, he might get some.
I didn't know that. So
he might get some run this weekend.
He
might get some run this weekend. Guys, my next game. It's the Indiana-Michigan. It's the Indiana-Michigan game. I actually like all the lines in this game, but let me explain. I've been riding high, right? Indiana, baby. This team is savage. This team is legit savage. Okay. Now, after a little scare last week in the first half, they were down 0-10 to Michigan State. I did take Indiana on that spread, and I think that last week the spread sat at like 7.5. So I was getting a little nervous, but in the second half, guys, they surged to score 47 points in the second half, leaving Michigan State team just absolutely baffled. Again, I will repeat this. Indiana is savage, and they're relentless on offense. While their defense is kind of, Michigan looks to possibly compete in this game, and they very well may do so. This is a game where people are left scratching their heads, wondering if Indiana is actually going to lose this year. But as old Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friends. Listen, a top-notch defense or offense playing at home, there's blood in the water, and Indiana is searching for it. Both teams have been polar opposites in the betting market. Indiana is an impressive 8-1 against the spread this season, only failing to cover in its season opener against Florida International, while Michigan sits at 2-7 against the spread. The Wolverines failed to cover in their previous 2 road games, losses both at Washington and Illinois. I'm going to keep riding this Indiana team because they have made me, and hopefully you guys, a fair amount of money. Now, don't hear what I'm not saying, that this game is actually one of those games where I don't blame anyone who really takes any of the bets here. any of the lines. I like most of the lines. I personally do not mind the over 48.5. Both teams are hitting the over at a high clip. Several of Indiana's 9 games, or 7 out of Indiana's 9 games have gone over the total, while 6 of Michigan's 9 games have gone over as well. Indiana money line, or even the Michigan money line at plus 425, which history has been on the Wolverine side here, winning 42 of the last 44 games, dating back to 1968. I'm a little skeptical, however, of the line of Indiana minus 14. That one scares me just a little bit, but hey, they're at home, so if you feel good about it, take it, because I ain't going to blame you. But I am personally going to take the over 48.5 and the Indiana money line. Next game, Georgia minus 2.5 at Ole Miss. All right, guys, we all know Georgia has some holes in it, right? Their defense has some holes. Their offense looked a little stagnant last week. But they did, however, hit the over last week against Florida, which was one of my bets. It was a little bit scary. But in the first half, or it was a little bit scary in the first half because there wasn't a lot of points scored. They surged in the second half. I'm fading the Rebels this week because they will not have that same performance as they did last week. Jackson Dart is a good QB, but man, when he's off, he's off. Watch some of his off games. He looks terrible. Georgia, obviously this game, Georgia's the chalk play here, but I'm going to ride the Bulldogs at 2.5, minus 2.5 here to get their asses back into shape and start looking like the team we all know they are with that offensive core weapons at wide receiver. So give me Georgia minus 2.5. Those are my 3 picks this week.
It's a bold pick right there, Matt. I'm not even gonna lie. That's a bold pick after what's his name threw 2 interceptions in the first half.
Yeah. I mean, listen, last week Georgia didn't look like the team that we have seen them previous this year. Their defense has looked stagnant at times. But anybody that thinks that Jackson Dart is going to repeat that performance he had last week, that's one of those feats that's extremely tough to duplicate. 5 passing touchdowns to the same player. Georgia's going to prepare for that. They know what Jackson Dart can do. And if you go back and watch some of his film against some teams that he probably should have waxed, he's had some games where, you know, your Oklahoma State quarterback makes him look like a little boy, right? So I think it's going to be one of those weeks.
Hey, that wasn't necessary because your Kansas State team lost to Houston last week. So do I need to bring that up?
I knew he was going to say that.
At the same time, it was like, hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. But Jackson Dart just needs to go out on Halloween more often and get criticized for going out on Halloween and dressing up so he can play like that. But hey, no, I like it. There's no Halloween weekend for him this weekend. So, hey, Georgia needs a get-right game, and I love it for the get-right game this week. So, Matt, hey, let's move into what we all wanted to talk about with how we did last weekend, because we had a weekend to remember for the picks that we gave out for our boys that listened in. So, Matt, last weekend, can I just start off with the overall record that we went off with? Because with the picks that we went with, we went 8-1 with the 3 picks that we gave out. Your boy went 3-0. Matt, you went 2-1. You had the lone loss, but it was okay. It was a tight loss. It was one of those where it was one of those weird games and whatnot. Shane also went 3-0. Then with our overall record, we all went 11-6. So last week in total, your boy went 5-1. Matt, you went 2-2, and Shane went 4-3. All 3 of our locks hit. So if you just parlayed all of our locks, gang, you hit your money
Dubs.
and you won some money off of us. So that brings our total lock record to Matt. You and I are at 5-4, and Shane, you're leading the pack on our locks at 6-3. And Shane is leading the overall score right now in our season bets at 30-24-1. Matt, you are at 23-19-1. And your boy is at 26-17. We are all above 500, and we are freaking doing it well. We are on fire right now. Last week was a good week for us. Last week was just a good week for favorites for money line in general. Shane, correct me if I'm wrong. It was 14-1 or 13-1 for favorites last weekend, just money line totals.
With the Chiefs winning on Monday Night Football, it was 14-1.
14-1, crazy. It's not going to be like that every weekend. It's Vegas hates October. Absolutely hates October. I know it led into November a little bit and whatnot, but I think this is where Vegas makes her money. And from here, you guys, I'm gonna lead it off for us. I'm gonna get salty. I'm gonna get a little salty with us. I'm gonna get a little shake and bake action real quick. I'm gonna start off with my lock that y'all are gonna kind of cringe at. Give me Cincy at +6 lock over Baltimore Ravens. I love this game. Love it. Burrow is 16-3 as a dog at 3 points or more in games that he is the underdog in. I don't care, and I love it that it's the second time they played Baltimore this season. This is a lock for me. He's the best quarterback in the NFL right now. When it's QBR, I love Burrow and the way he's playing. T. Higgins, I don't care if he's playing. Give me Burrow to step up and show how he is a dog this weekend. That is my lock. Next game, Rams 2.5. I'm riding the hot hand home against the Dolphins. Tua hasn't shown me anything. He did play well last week, but we kind of figured he would play a little bit better in good weather versus Baltimore. I don't care that it's against the Buffalo. I don't care that it's indoor versus Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford always finds a win a game indoors. I don't care if it's late. Give me Rams with a healthy wide receiver core and Tua not knowing how to figure out how to throw the ball to Tyreek. I love the Rams this week. Give me them -2.5 at home. Next game, my last game that I'm going to give to y'all. Give me the Niners -5.5. I love me the Niners this week off a bye versus the Buccaneers in a heartbreaking loss. Shane, we can talk about this a little later. I don't know if the Buccaneers should have gone for 2 in that last play. I think they gave Patty a little bit too much time. But Niners off of a bye week, they're 60% to cover this week with a chance of McCaffrey to come back. I don't know if they will. I don't care if they do. I love the Niners to come back and beat the hell out of the Buccaneers this week with a 60% chance of cover. Give me the Niners -5.5 this week.
Shane, you're up.
I love that. Jason, did you say that was your lock of the week?
No, my lock is Cincy.
Good.
+6.
Because fun fact, Jason, the good old boys over in San Francisco are my lock of the week.
Oh, okay.
All right. But yeah, fellas, we are rolling with the San Francisco 49ers -5.5. Number one, extended rest. They were off their bye week, and they're going into a team that's played off Monday night in an overtime game. That is a lot of wear and tear, and that is a lot of extended, bumps and bruises, and this team's already beat up. So leaning into it, San Fran will hold up much better in the secondary against specifically K-Dot, because they cover tight ends supremely better than Kansas City. And San Fran will definitely put more pressure on this Tampa secondary than what Casey did. So combining those factors makes me lock in the San Francisco 49ers.
I hate that I saw your pick. I didn't know that you were going to do that for your pick.
It's okay. I just leaned right into it. I loved it.
Yeah,
and
okay.
you gave good analysis on it. So yes, lock away the San Francisco 49ers at -5.5. You guys know I love my teasers. I love giving everybody a teaser, and I'm gonna call this one fade the bad teams, play the good teams. I'm taking the Eagles -1.5 versus the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm taking the Los Angeles Chargers -1.5 versus the Tennessee Titans. These two teams are both in the postseason hunt, and they're playing two teams that probably are looking towards next season already, maybe booking trips to Cancun. Cooper Rush will be starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, and CeeDee Lamb has a possibility of missing. And the Titans,
ouch.
The Titans have Mason Rudolph. So
hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
That red dirt's something he eats a lot of.
Yeah,
and I'm behind this Titans O line, man. So
I'm glad he's in Tennessee.
Yeah, again, 6-point teaser, Eagles and Chargers. It's total chalk, but it's the chalkiest, and it's gonna cash. So lock it in. And then my last play of the day is Jets plus 1.5 at the Arizona Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, fading the Cardinals off of a game where everything went correct is just good signs. Like, teams just don't get lucky twice. They don't. And that was a total luck game against the Chicago Bears. The Jets looked alive on Thursday Night Football. I expect them to keep the plane flying the right direction. And not only that, this Cardinals defense, I was thinking about the Chargers still. The Cardinals defense played way above what they've produced anything so far this year against the, Bears, which that Bears unit on offense is hapless, honestly. Like, it looks completely rudderless, but that's a whole different story. The Cardinals, though, I expect a serious regression to the mean against what is a pretty high-powered Jets offense now with Devontae Adams and, Mr. Jumpman himself, Garrett Wilson. So go ahead and lock in the Jets plus 1.5. I will say there is a very good chance that this line ends up changing sides by the time kickoff happens, and the Jets will be favorites. So get ahead of the curve and get the extra points here.
Yeah.
Love it.
I absolutely love that. Love it.
Matt?
Okay. I'll jump in here and do mine real quick, guys. I have the Bills -4 playing at Indianapolis. If you watched Indy's game last weekend, even with Joe Flacco, they looked like hot dog water. Michael Pittman didn't produce. Jonathan Taylor didn't do anything much. Listen, the Bills are on a roll here. They found some sort of identity. Amari Cooper did not play last week. I expect that he'll be back this week. Josh Allen is just that guy. He's just that guy. The Bills are going to find a way to get this done, so I think they're going to cover the -4 here, even though it's in Indianapolis. I think Indy is just one of those middling teams where if they have a hot week, they have a hot week, and if they don't, they look like the Carolina Panthers. So give me the Bills -4 here. Next game, guys, I have sneaky play, a sneaky homer pick. The Steelers +3 playing at Washington. Washington's a legit team. I mean, let's just say it flat out, say it how it is. Their defense is outperforming the expectations that we all thought, not just us three, but most analysts in the sport. Their offense, Jaden Daniels, looks good. They look like a competent offense, but I'm going to tell you that they have not seen a defense like the Pittsburgh Steelers this season so far. I feel like if the Steelers can contain Jaden Daniels, their offense will do enough to beat this Washington defense. I like the plus number here. I do feel like this is just a little bit of a trap game. Washington has to, they're like the Indiana in college. Like, they've got to lose at some point, right? This could be the week. And this is a big week, in my opinion, for the Pittsburgh Steelers this season. I think this is actually a pretty big game for them, playing away from home against a competent team who is +500. I mean, they are a legit team. So I think the Steelers are going to have a good week this week, cover this spread, and just continue the trend to win. So give me the Steelers +3 here. My last game, guys, the Detroit Lions -3.5 playing at Houston. Jason, I'm sorry. I know Houston is a good team. They should have Nico Collins back this week, but we don't know for sure. CJ Stroud does not look the same. He does not look the same as he did at the beginning of the season. Is it because Nico's gone? Probably, right? Joe Mixon is still doing his thing, but the Lions, in my personal opinion, they look like the best team in football right now. They look like the best NFL team in football right now, even though they have a loss. They're rolling on offense. They're rolling on defense. I don't know if anybody can stop this two-headed monster running back. it just looks phenomenal. It looks phenomenal. They have more touchdowns than incompletions. Like, I think the Lions are a very legit team. Go back and listen to the episodes before we started the season. The Lions were a future pick of mine to be the Super Bowl. They continue this trend, they could very well get there, right? So I've got the Lions minus 3.5 as my last pick.
Hey, if anybody can do it, it's a healthy CJ Stroud that can just poop on their parade.
Well, you're accurate. I mean, the Houston Texans are a good team. They're playing at home.
Yeah. Sunday night football to where it's like, who knows? Is Houston ready to play? Because we all know the Lions are going to be ready to play. But hey, I love the pick. I'm not going to hate on that pick as much as I love my Texans. The Lions are the best team in football at the moment. So that's just how we all feel right now. And yes, Shane, that's a shot at you. Cool. So, guys, do we have our parlay picks? Because I have mine. Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm
talking about our underdog picks, correct, Jason?
Yes, we're talking about our dog picks. We did not hit last week. Shane, did you hit your Broncos dog pick last week? I don't think.
No, the Broncos literally no-showed in the second half. It was very revolting to watch.
No, we went 0-4. Let's not talk about this last week. Yeah, cool. Hey, new week, new us. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Yeah, hit me with it.
New coach bounce. Give me the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
To upset the Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh, what's that number?
Snap.
Plus 150.
Plus 150. Okay. Matt, who do you got?
If you guys are good, I'm going to take the Jets. I mean, they're I'm going to take the Jets. So I'm going to take Jets money line here.
Hey, Shane, do you know that number?
Plus 100 for the Jets.
Okay. Hey, that's a plus. Hey, then I'm going for the biggest dog of the week. Give me Cincy.
Cincy.
I love it. No, I actually love this one.
Fun fact, they are not the biggest dog of the week anymore, Jason.
Well, no, sorry. No, the biggest dog of the week.
Of our pick. Yes, that's fair. That's fair.
Sorry. Yeah.
Ooh, a nice round number this time.
Oh.
1,500. 1,500. Three-way parlay.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, the Saints, the Jets, and the Cincinnati Bengals.
And guys, I'm not here to tell you right now, man, when Jason gets this excited about picks, you better get on that train, because when he gets happy and excited like this, that dog's barking.
Giddy.
And
like
he is,
girl.
Yeah, he's giddy as hell. Like, you need to jump on those picks. That's when he starts rolling. Typically, that's when he starts rolling.
And you all know I love my dogs, and it's been such a favorite season this year to where I think it hurts all of us to pick favorites, especially at these numbers that we're getting, because we haven't gotten any really good numbers. But I love these 6-7 point dogs to where it can go either way, especially in division, to where if they're playing each other twice, we know how it feels when teams play each other twice. So just be aware of that. Hey, and gamble responsibly. I did want to throw that out.
Yeah, that's a little caveat that we try to say every week, man. Make sure that you're betting smart, you're doing it the right way. Don't blow through a lot of money, man. If you are a new bettor to the game, start small and build that account up. Make sure you put a little back each and every week. If you win, just put a little back. Okay. Your bets don't have to be big bets. Like, that's the key. That's the key to things. Like, I know Shane does a lot of betting where he'll put in like $1, but it's $1 on like 5 picks that will net him like $15 or $16. So, if you play your cards right and you find the right numbers, it all works out. I mean, you guys agree? Do you guys have any advice?
Don't chase losses. That is the number one rule.
Yes. Don't chase losses. Don't rely on parlays. Don't rely on those DraftKings parlays that you see out there. I mean,
don't try to mega lotto. It's probably not going to happen.
I mean, a lotto is
it's fun to do. Throw 25 cents on it, but don't go crazy. Don't be one of those degens who throws like $20 on a
bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not going to happen most likely.
Hey, before we wrap
put it the best way, Shane. Yeah.
Before we wrap up this episode, guys, I do have to tell you a little quick story. So there's a guy that one of my buddies, right? He kind of just started getting into sports betting this last year. He started listening to our podcast. Well, he started listening to our podcast, bro.
Don't tell
And
me.
and he's all about it, right? I'm not gonna say no names or nothing like that, but when he first started, right? This was his first year doing like parlays for NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And he did exactly what you said, Jason and Shane. Like, he looked at the pre-made parlays that were up there, and I told him, I warned him, like, bro, like 3 of them look good. There's always one in there that's like impossible. And he's like, oh, this is gonna hit 1,000%. So he put like a 50 burger on it, dude. And I'm like, he's like, bro, if I win, I'm gonna make like $3,000. I'm like, dude, like, he didn't
If
win.
you win. Yeah,
He didn't win.
wins the big
So
catch
I was
with
gonna
those.
say, do not tell me he just hit.
No, he
Tell
did
our
not
listeners
win.
he hit on
He
that.
did not win. And he called me up and he's like, man, I should have listened to you. I'm like, dude, you don't chase those. Like, sometimes you can connect on some decent ones, but most of the time,
So
those
listen
things
to
are,
what was our week 3?
I don't
Which one did
remember.
we hit? That was huge.
Oh, week 2, I thought that was
week
week
2. Yeah, no, that the biggest one that we've ever hit was week 2.
Yeah,
You should
so-
listen to that one.
Make sure that you guys do things responsibly, man. It's not, if you do it smart and do it the right way, you can make a little bit of money on the side. So take our picks, remember to subscribe, and remember to go over to Fantasy Six Pack, become an all access member, guys. We have more than just 3 bets on there. I know Shane and Jason go nuts with the NFL, and I go nuts with college plays. So our records are sitting extremely pretty right now on all facets of the game. So go in there, become an all access member. Pay your dues for it, because you're going to make that back in a couple weeks betting anyway, as long as you do it smart and you follow our picks. So make sure you guys follow us on our Twitter accounts. Head on over to Apple Podcast, Spotify. Subscribe to the podcast too. If you're just driving and you don't want to watch the video side of it, you can listen to it over there on the audio side. So that being said, y'all know what to do.
Hit the bell till it goes ding and leave 5 stars. That's what I got for today.
Hey, be safe. Hope y'all had a great Halloween. Hit us up if y'all need any betting advice or whatnot. Fantasy Six Pack, we love you. Thank you, guys.
And until next episode, we love y'all to the moon and back. Peace out.